Yeah, so like I said on Saturday, uh, Nate Diaz finally fought Jake Paul, and well, didn't exactly go Nate's way. Um, if you watch the fight, I didn't watch the fight. I just caught all the highlights of it. It looked, I mean, as far as a boxing match, it looks like it was probably a pretty decent boxing match. The problem with Nate Diaz is he's really not. He's not a boxer. Like he's a scrapper. If you see his boxing style, it's kind of goofy looking. Realistically, he doesn't look crisp or clean when he's throwing punches. They kind of look soft a little. Like he doesn't seem to put a lot behind the punches. But I don't know. Never been hit by a Nate Diaz punch. But he's a scrappy guy, so he does really well in a scrappy fight. But since boxing is kind of like theater at this point, it's a lot of dancing and shucking and jiving and all that. He didn't do so well. So Jake Paul kind of exposed that as far as a boxer, I think Nate Diaz is probably pretty pedestrian. Um, so he beat him pretty handily. I think overall it was a unanimous decision anyway. But overall, the scorecards, I think they pretty much had Jake Paul winning every round except for I think maybe the first round. First round, Jake or Nate came out pretty pretty guns blaring. He was kind of like he was backing Jake Paul up a lot, and chasing him a lot. But then it kind of just became tee off time for Jake Paul, who, by the way, like him or not, he's a good boxer. Um, Definitely considering he was a YouTuber just like what 3 years ago, and now he's a boxer. He's a good boxer. He's gonna lose to top tier guys. I mean, he lost to Tommy Fury, who's not even a top tier guy. But I think he's young. He's 26 or something. So he's got a bunch of years, and he seems to be getting better and better and better. I really think this guy could end up being a you know maybe even a top 10 boxer. At this point now, I don't think he's any of that. I think it's just about the money and such, right? This kind of screamed paycheck all the way. Um, but I'm not disparaging these guys for wanting a paycheck. Let me just read a little bit of this article here. It's very short anyway. So Jake Paul continues to make good on his promise to outbox former MMA stars. While he wasn't able to score the finish of Nate Diaz that he was expecting, Paul badly outclassed his opponent again en route to a decision victory from the American Airlines Center in Dallas on Saturday. Paul, who's 7-1 with 4 KOs, timed up his shots well and battered Diaz around the ring. Though Diaz stayed in the fight for the duration, Paul did score a knockdown of Diaz in round 5. It was kind of like it wasn't really a knockdown. He kind of like he hit him and he kind of lost balance a bit. When he caught him with a check hook and sent Diaz into the ropes and staggering for a bit. Diaz did regain his sense and continue to fight, but he was unable to generate sustained offense to keep Paul off of him. Now Paul hopes to get revenge on Tommy Fury. Blah blah blah. So that's basically it. It just talks about some other baloney, but yeah. I mean, not much to say about this fight. It was good. I mean, for a boxing match, it was pretty good. Um, but if you've never seen, I should say, if you've never seen a Jake Paul fight or even highlights of a Jake Paul fight, you should check it out. Realistically, it's he's a good boxer. I mean, gotta give him credit. He hits hard. You can tell he steps into the punches. He hits hard, and he's fast. Um, I don't know what he weighs. I think he's around 200 pounds or something. So he's a quick guy for 200 pounds. He definitely made Nate Diaz look pretty, you know, like he looked like he didn't belong in the boxing ring, which is weird. You got a guy like Nate Diaz who's a gamer all the way, and Nate Diaz's face looked pretty beat up. Like his eyes were all swollen, and even in the presser afterwards, he was wearing glasses. So, and Jake Paul didn't look like he was even really touched. But that's the thing about Nate Diaz. Like I said, I don't think he has the punching power to knock anybody out or really do that. But put him in a ring, put him in an MMA ring against Jake Paul it wouldn't last 30 seconds. He'd have him quick. So it's you're getting you know one outclasses one in the boxing, the other completely outclasses the other in the other arena, the MMA arena. So yeah, maybe they'll fight on Nate's turf and give him a chance to redeem himself. I doubt it.